very good morning to you, our viewers of Kassa TV, wherever you are. Welcome to our Tuesday morning show, whereby we are going to start with a newspaper review this morning. Therefore, we are going to have a discourse with Wafula Samuel, who is going to help us dissect the Kasarani politics in a nutshell. But before that, first things first, let's know who is Wafula Samuel. Wafula Samuel, welcome to our Kassa TV studios this morning. Maybe you tell the viewers who you are.
Thank you very much, Elias, for having me in your studio. I am a resident of Kasarani and I'm a Kenyan citizen, of course, patriotic in nature. And in terms of designation, I work with a non-governmental organization in the position of an administrator. But as responsible citizen, I have some interest in what is going on in Kasarani in terms of political leadership and that succession. And so I am privileged to be here to share my thoughts concerning the same. Thank you very much.
You welcome Samuel Wafula. You've heard it from the horse's mouth. Is going to help us at least get what it takes on the highlights in our local dailies. The big story in a Daily Nation this morning is that Raila and Ruto face running mates dilemma, whereby they are supposed to have their running mates before 20 or on 28th and hand them to the IBC for the smooth running of the Electoral Commission events. So therefore, the two juggling diverse interests, that is the DP and Mr. Odinga, within their respective camps, amid a scramble for the post. The DP and Mr. Odinga, who are the two leading contenders, have to submit their names together with those of their running mates to Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission (IBC) by April 28. I don't know what you have, Wafula, on this highlight, whereby it is going to be a day that never was. We are going to see, we are going to wait. It is a matter of wait and see who Raila is going to choose as a running mate, and the DP who is maybe is going to select as the running mate. Maybe I don't know what is your take or what is your opinion on that top story in the Daily Nation page. That is page 4.
Okay, thank you very much, Elias. And I think, in my view, it is a very difficult balancing act for both candidates because looking at Azimio, for example, you realize that Azimio is a coalition of many parties coming from different regions. And because our Kenyan politics is highly tribal, each of these parties with their party leader are scrambling for this running position as a way of being inclusive in this government. But the country themselves will have to consider a few factors while picking this running mate. One, it is what the running mate can contribute in terms of the national basket of votes. So I think, like in Azimio, it has boiled down to two regions. That is the Kamba region and the Mount Kenya region. And I think going by the events that happened before this Azimio La Umoja was launched, we saw this group, this amorphous group called the Mount Kenya, I don't know, the Mount Kenya Forum or Mount Kenya Forum Group,
Okay.
which negotiated with Raila Odinga and said that for them to support Raila Odinga, he must assure them that he will pick the running mate from the region. But the coming in of Kalonzo Musyoka has complicated the situation because Kalonzo Musyoka feels that he is best placed to be Raila's running mate because the 1.6 million Kamba votes can be assured if Kalonzo Musyoka is picked as the running mate.
Okay.
But maybe in brief, on the other side of William Ruto, by bringing on board Musalia Mudavadi and Moses Wetangula, it is also seen as a way of locking out the Mount Kenya region. And the people of Mount Kenya and those members of parliament who are supporting the deputy president feel that because they have been part and parcel of the formation of the United Democratic Alliance Party, they feel that the William Ruto can only reward their effort by picking a running mate from them because Mount Kenya will contribute more votes compared to Musalia Mudavadi. So it's really a difficult balancing act. And maybe lastly, there is also a perception that power has concentrated to these two communities, that is the Mount Kenya and the Kalenjin from the Rift Valley. So picking a running mate from maybe Mount Kenya will create a wrong perception on the other side of Kenyans that will power be exchanged between these two communities. So there are so many things that comes into play. Thank you very much. Maybe I can end there.
That is encouraging. So it is a matter of wait and see, and you can catch up with the many details on your Daily Nation. That is page 5, page 4, and 5. Another news that is maybe a huge news this morning is that Paulo Tuma floors Florence Mutua to clinch ODM ticket for Busia gubernatorial race. And that is, remember that Paulo Tuma was a former Bunyula member of parliament who won on Orange Democratic Movement Party's Busia governor nominations by managing to get 49,330 votes, beating his close rival Florence Mutua, who garnered that is 30,696 voters. According to you, Wafula, what do you think now? Is it done and dusted for Busia County now that we see that Paulo Toma has won the nominations? Do you think, and I can see the margin is very small between Paulo Toma and Florence Mutua. Getting 30,696 votes is not a walk on the park. It means that she's accepted by a huge number of people. Do you think that now Paulo Toma should go for Florence Mutua as the running mate?
Well, first of all, I want to start by congratulating Honorable Paul Otoma for winning the ODM ticket for Busia gubernatorial race. I remember last year he tried it against the incumbent governor, Sospita Ojangong, but he was unable to trounce him.
Right.
And even though it was highly contested and
Right.
it was marred with a lot of controversy, but I think his patience has actually bore fruits. In Busia is predominantly an ODM zone, and I believe that Otoma is now destined to be the next governor of Busia,
Right.
going with the fact that Busia has been voting for an ODM candidate in the past.
Right.
So I believe, God willing, I think he's almost 90% there.
Do you think he should take Flores as the running mate?
Yeah, I think so, but the issue of the running mate goes down to the communities.
Oh.
Remember, the Busia County is predominantly occupied by the Luya and the Teso as the minority.
Right.
So if you look at what happened in 2017, Governor Sospito Jamu picked a Luya running mate.
Right.
So we expect Paul Otoma to also pick a Teso running mate because those two communities have been negotiating on how they will be rotating the gubernatorial seat amongst themselves.
Absolutely. That is it. That is Wafula's take. And let's look at the last page. That is now joy, dismay as Form 1 selection results released. You remember that yesterday, Education Cabinet Secretary George Magoha announced the selection, whereby he handed Bruce Magata, who was the top pupil last in this year's KCP examination results, whereby Bruce Magata, who scored 428, has gotten a chance at Alliance High School, followed by Mumanyi Ashley Kerubo, who had 427 marks, who got a slot at Kenya High. What is your take on education matters now that the pupils have gotten selections as to go maybe to get it to high school? What's your take, Wafula, on that?
Okay, first of all, I will not want to say much about education, but Kenyans at large have got this tendency of expressing displeasure in every process that is done, whether it is done fairly or whatever, because Kenyans have forgotten that in 2017, the Jubilee administration actually came up, one of the manifesto was to promote what we call the 100% transition to.
Right.
Yeah, so you'll find that with the limited number of secondary schools that we have, you'll find that the scramble for slots in the most lucrative schools is very high. Now, and obviously, you will find that the top students will always get the best slots because we have, out of the many national schools that we have, I think the most lucrative and the traditionally most known are only around 13.
Right.
So you find that the top students deserve to get those slots first before they consider the rest. Then there is the issue of private school, private public school consideration. The result shows that private schools pupils did far much better than their counterpart. And there is this formula that is used to ensure that there is equality in terms of allocating those slots. Right. So I think the minister has done very well, and I think those concerns that are raised will be addressed.
All right.
Yeah.
That is absolutely incredible from Wafula. We can't go by missing the sports. But on page 47, that is the second last page, we are told that host Madrid look to finish the job against holders Chelsea. It goes without saying that Chelsea are taking down. They're taking down Real Madrid this today, whereby they are going to log horns, whereby Carlo Ancelotti has said that Real Madrid will not underestimate Chelsea in the second leg of their Champions League quarter-final, and he dismissed Thomas Tuchel's suggestion that the tie is over. Remember, in the last week, Chelsea were beaten 3-1. That you should take that to account by Real Madrid. We are going to see how things unfold this tonight, whereby they're going to meet at Stamford Bridge. And on top stories, as we crisscross to the standard, the same stories we have from one selection, whereby big rush for national schools, as joy for KCP for performers, top performers, as 38,000 join national schools, but not all will be happy with the choices Education Ministry has made for them. So that is the top story in the standard, and we have talked something about that one. I think that is what we can talk about this morning. And the same story about sports, whereby Tuchel says Chelsea can dream for of the impossible at Madrid. Remember, Tuchel is the Chelsea coach who has said that there is no chance for them to win or to give it maybe another chance for Madrid. Remember, they're meeting tonight, whereby they're going to the match starts at I'm told it's going to start at 10:45 tonight, whereby they're going to clash at Stamford Bridge. So that is done and dusted. Now we go to our second segment, but before we get there, allow us to take a small, maybe commercial break. Don't go away. My name is Elias Ombogo.
Kethia Supermarket spread its branches around the country, with the new outlet being at Zimmerman around Roysamp area. Kethia Supermarket's commodities and items are cheap and pocket-friendly to hoi pollois as compared to their competitors. Pay us a visit at Kethia Supermarket and ascertain by yourself along Zimmerman Mirema Drive. Don't miss out this golden chance of shopping with us at Kethia Supermarket, Nairobi.
Welcome back. Now we are headed to Kasarani politics. But before that, remember to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram at Kassa TV Kenya. My name is Elias Ombogo. I have my intellectual, my learned friend here in studio. That is Wafula Samuel, who is going to help us to have a conversation on what it takes, or the hula baloo of Kasarani politics. Wafula, there is currently we have the incumbent, that is Mheshimiwa Mercy Gakuyu, who is going to take on a Jubilee ticket. But before that, we have nominations that are standby. Maybe they are standby, whereby they're going to take head-on with Ronald Karauri and Janet Mudhoni. What is your take on these nominations, and whom do you think is going to clinch the Jubilee ticket by the end of this week?
Thank you very much, Elias. I think Mercy Gakuya, the incumbent, is having that baggage of incumbency. And I think it has really minimized her chances of retaining this seat. And going by the activities in the campaign, I believe that if this nomination will be conducted in a free and fair manner, I believe Ronald Karauri can trounce the two and face off with the UDA candidate. That is my prediction, if the campaigns are anything to go by.
And what is the space? What is Janet Mudhoni's or space in these nominations?
Janet is a very good candidate. She's a very strong candidate, and as a strong educational activist, she is very much capable to take Kasarani to another level. But if you go by her political activity, I think she has not done much to get into that Wanjiku down there into the Mashinani. Her campaigns have been largely skewed in certain regions, and she has neglected the other regions. So I think going by the activity, the observations I've made, I don't think if she has done much to deserve to win this compared to Karauri, who came late and he has almost traversed every ward of Kasarani and he has gone down to talk to the common Mwananchi direct. Yeah, so Janet would have been the best choice for Kasarani, but going by her political activity, I really doubt if she can really win even the Jubilee nominations.
All right.
Yeah.
And now that Honorable Mercy Gakuyo is the incumbent, do you think that she has done her best? Do you think that the Kasarani maybe residents are living a fulfilling life?
Well, when it comes to her development record, I wouldn't want to go against what I have observed myself. I think if you go around, you see so many roads being tarmacked within Kasarani, and we have also seen the security light being fixed, even though the residents are claiming that the credit should go to the NMS or to the area MCA. We have seen several politicians claiming credit for what has been done in Kasarani, but I believe her good leadership and representation has really helped in seeing some of those infrastructures being developed. So in terms of development, she has done very much well.
Okay.
But in politics, sometimes, people, it's not all about development. Sometimes there are other factors that come in,
Sure.
like, for example, the choice of the party and all that.
Right.
Yeah, so in terms of development, I think if the people of Kasarani were electing people in terms of development record, I think Mercy deserves
All right.
one more time.
One more time.
Yeah.
So those are good insights from Wafula. We're saying that Honorable Mercy deserves another term. Now that they say that change cannot be given to you, you just bring the change. If maybe we get back to Ronald Karauri, do you think he has what it takes now that he's a new entrant to Kasarani politics? Do you think he is going to pull a surprise, and maybe does he has on your take, does he has what it takes to bring change in Kasarani?
Yeah, I hope that he's watching this show. Ronald Karauri, I don't know much more about him, but reading the brief history of this man called Ronald Karauri, it tells you that he has been at the helm of a very powerful company called SportPesa, and managing a huge company like that with a big number of employees to the level of success that it has achieved. I think he can carry that experience because in Kasarani we need a good manager.
Right.
A person who can manage the public resources,
Right.
so that they can actually go down to influence the lives of the common Mwananchi.
Right.
So going by or listening to his manifesto and the message to the people, I believe if given a chance, he can do much better for the people of Kasarani.
Right.
Yeah.
You get it from Wafula, Samuel. Now let's maybe get to UDA nominations, whereby we have Johnny Njoroge. He's going also to maybe vie for those nominations via UDA ticket, and Mheshimiwa Agnes Washira. We also have Honorable Wakili Boniface Nyamu and Mwalimu Peter. What's your take on the UDA nominations, and whom do you think is going to clinch the ticket at the end of the day?
Well, looking at the lineup on the UDA side, I can see we have very good and strong young people coming up to try and challenge the leadership of Kasarani, with the likes of Wakili Boniface Nyamu. And of course, I don't know much about Agnes Washira, but I believe that if the nominations will be conducted in a free and fair manner, and going by the behavior of the people of Kasarani, I think the popularity rating of the former Kasarani MP from 2013 to 2017, that is John Njoroge, is a bit higher than these two new entrants. So I believe, or my prediction is that Honorable John Joroge will clinch that ticket to face off the Azimio candidate.
All right. So for you, you hope your hopes are that Njoroge maybe is going to clinch that ticket.
Yes.
So those are some of the insights from Wafula Samuel. Maybe your take on what do you think Kasarani people want from after looking at Honorable Masiga Kuyo, Honorable Ronald Karauri, Honorable Johnny Joroge. What do you think they want? What do you think they have the solutions of the Kasarani people or Kasarani residents rather? What do you think they want? What is missing? What is missing out? What do you think that should be addressed by this if one clinches power, maybe gets the seat?
I think the people of Kasarani have high expectations from the leader that is going to take over from Masinga Kuya on the basis of the challenges that the people of Kasarani have faced in the past.
Right.
We have got a big problem with the issue of water,
Right.
getting clean and sustainable water to the residents of Kasarani, and there is also the issue of security.
Right.
Yeah, the people of Kasarani, many young people have been killed through extrajudicial killings.
Right.
And we have not seen the incumbent leader trying to address some of those issues.
Right.
So the leader that is going to take over from Masiga Kuya should factor in the issue of at least advocating for more police stations so that security can be beefed up. Even though they have done very well in terms of installing these street lights and all to minimize the hiding places for these thugs and all that. And two, there's also the issue of garbage management.
Right.
You have seen garbage being dumped all over the road.
Right.
So that poses a very great health risk to the residents of the people of Kasarani. So I believe the people of Kasarani expect a leader who is ready to address the issue of health, the issue of insecurity, and finally, the issue of education. There is an unfair distribution of bursaries. We have seen so many residents being disgruntled with the manner in which bursaries are allocated. So I think if they are listening to me, they should note out those three items that are very important for the people of Kasarani.
Right. And maybe your take on the youths. We have seen that youths sometimes they're used, misused, and abused with these politicians. What do you think? What do you have? I know maybe you have something and take to the youths. Maybe a word of advice to them.
Yeah, okay. What I can say about the youth is that they should not allow politicians to use them in causing chaos or promoting those negative slogans that ends up leading to loss of life and destruction of properties. I think, to me, I feel that youths should spend their time very well engaging in income generating activities in the meantime, because I believe that with the creation of devolution and also with the good provisions within our constitution that gives 30% share to all the tenders that the government awards to youths, I think if they utilize that well, they can really improve their lives good. But they should not be used by politicians to cause chaos, to heckle, to even attack people of their rival camps.
And maybe lastly, and very, very lastly, maybe a word of advice to the Kasarani residents. Should they vote towards clanism, towards tribal, towards or towards transformative agenda? What do you think? Should they? What do you think they should consider when maybe electing their leaders?
Yeah, I think the people of Kasarani
Yes.
have learned lessons in the past.
Yeah, the hard way.
The hard way,
Right.
by choosing leaders based on the popularity of the party.
Right.
This is a very good opportunity for the people of Kasarani
Right.
to interrogate all these leaders and put them on a weighing balance.
Right.
And choose a leader, regardless of the party,
Yes.
a leader who really knows the real problems that has been bedeviling them. And if they do that, then Kasarani will never be the same again. But if they allow national leaders, political party leaders, to come and persuade them to choose a leader on the basis of either the popularity of the party or on ethnic consideration, I think the problems that are belittling them will never end. So my message is the issue of voting for a suit or voting for someone because of the popularity of the party or voting for someone because maybe you want to punish another one should not be here nor there. Let us choose leaders on the basis of their capabilities, on the basis of their integrity, and Kasarani will move forward.
That is very encouraging. Those are the sentiments from Samuel Wafula. Maybe a word to the Kasarani residents. And now we come to the tail end of our show. That is Kassa Morning Show. But I can't go without saying that young people, the president doesn't determine how far you go. Only peace and stability. And remember, better Kenya begins at an individual level. Take it from us. That is it. We wish you a very perfect day. May the good Lord bless you. My name is Elias Ombogo, and this is the Kassa Morning Show. Kindly follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and IG, Instagram at Kassa TV Kenya.